Hey guys, welcome to Vlogmas day 2. So if you hear this little like clicking noise, that's Kaysen's swing. He's in his swing right now. But anyways, today's video is going to be a postpartum and breastfeeding journey video. I have been needing to film this video for a while and I've just been forgetting to. So I will actually be 9 weeks postpartum tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, I'll be 9 weeks postpartum. So I am pretty much done with all things postpartum. I feel like I actually not really. I do feel healed and recovered and everything, but there is just one thing that's still bothering me, which I'll get into in a little bit. But I asked you guys a while back to ask me questions about postpartum and breastfeeding, and so I'm going to go through those and answer some questions. So the first question is, did you feel prepared or was there a lot you weren't expecting? So it was all pretty much what I expected it to be, except for one thing, which I feel like not a lot of people talk about, and that's like postpartum sweats. I had no idea. No one really talks about that part, I feel like. So when we were in the hospital, and you know, they keep hospitals pretty cold. So I was laying there in the bed and like trying to get some sleep, and I would wake up drenched in sweat. And I didn't know that this was a normal thing. I was like, why am I so sweaty? Usually I'm freezing. And I was like sweating. So, and that's just because of like the drop in estrogen and your hormones are all out of whack. So it's completely normal. So if you guys get postpartum sweats or night sweats, just expect that. But I will say that something that helped me is I started taking Alani New Balance supplements. I started taking those like a week postpartum, which you can start taking them right away. It's not a big deal. They're just a supplement and they help balance out your hormones. But you can take them while you're breastfeeding. They also, a lot of people swear by them to help them get pregnant. So if you guys are trying to get pregnant, try those out. But other than that, I think postpartum wise, it was what I expected. For breastfeeding, I know people said that like breastfeeding's hard, and my sister has 2 kids, and whenever she would breastfeed, she exclusively breastfed both of her babies. And I just remember watching her like have no issue at all with breastfeeding. So I thought it was just a matter of like supply for people, and which it is. It's sometimes a matter of supply, like they don't produce enough or whatever. But I didn't really realize that some people just can't handle the pain of breastfeeding in the beginning, because it is painful. It's new to your body. It definitely leaves you sore. So it did hurt, and my nipples were sore and dry and cracked for like the first couple of weeks, and then after that you're fine. They go numb. You don't feel it anymore. They don't really go numb. Everyone says they go numb, but they don't actually go numb. You can feel it, but it's just like, it's not painful anymore. So yeah, so breastfeeding wasn't really exactly what I was expecting. And I definitely wasn't prepared for breastfeeding. Like, I wasn't prepared for that part. I didn't buy nipple cream or anything. I thought that they just got dry and cracked. That's what people said, but I didn't know how painful it was. My nipples actually were bleeding at one point, and that was because of his latch. His latch was no bueno. We had to fix that, and so now we're good. Breastfeeding is going great. So yeah. Someone asked, how long do you bleed for? So you bleed, well, for me at least, I bled for, I want to say 2 weeks, and it's basically like a period. It starts off really heavy and then it gradually gets lighter. And so for me, I bled for about 2 weeks. Like I said, I stopped bleeding for like maybe 3 or 4 days, and then it came back, and I was like, what the heck is going on? I thought I was done bleeding, and so I posted on our Facebook page, like a pregnancy page here on Post, and people were saying that could have been my period, or just could have. I also looked it up, and it says like basically where your placenta was, it's an open wound right there. It's basically like it's scabbed over, and then the scab fell off and now it's bleeding again. So that could be what it is. Some people were saying like you could be overdoing it, like you probably thought you were healed and everything, and then you just are overdoing it, so then you start bleeding again. So I had that for about a little over a week. Yeah. Someone else asked, did you get postpartum depression or baby blues? I got baby blues, definitely. I don't think I got postpartum depression. I feel great, actually. I love this little munchkin. He's actually sleeping right now. I don't feel sad about like my postpartum body. I don't feel sad about like casein or anything, but I definitely did get postpartum or baby blues, I should say, and postpartum anxiety, I think, or worry, whatever. Like the first couple of days when we came home from the hospital, I just worried and worried and worried that like I wasn't doing something right, or like at night I worried about him constantly. I would wake up I had dreams that I was like breastfeeding him and that I fell asleep, and I would like wake up and be like, where is he? And I was like, he's not in my arms. And I was like, where is he? But he was in his bassinet. I had put him back in his bassinet, and I fell asleep, and I had dreamt that I was breastfeeding him. And so like when I woke up, I was like, he's not in my arms, where is he, you know? So I would freak out. But yeah, like I said, I got baby blues. I was just kind of sad for no reason really, I guess. I did have like mom guilt at one point, which made me really sad too, because I was doing everything to like make myself go to the bathroom, and I basically turned my breast milk into like a laxative for him, and so he had diarrhea, and it gave me the worst mom guilt, and I was like crying. I felt like the worst mom ever, but I had no idea. And then another time, I think it was like a day, I think it was the day we came back from the hospital, I went to go take a shower, and Jacob was like, you're so beautiful, or whatever he said. He said something like, you're beautiful, you're pretty, whatever. And it just made me cry. And he was like, why are you crying? And I was like, because like I feel absolutely like shit, and I just look like shit, and the fact that you like called me beautiful just like made me cry and whatever. So I was very emotional, but we're good now. We're not emotional, we're completely fine. So to answer your question, no, I did not get postpartum depression, but yes, I did get baby blues. The next question is, did it hurt to go to the bathroom? So going pee, first of all, everyone said that it was going to burn going pee, and that it was going to hurt to go number 2. Don't listen to anyone, because it did not burn whatsoever for me. I didn't use the peri bottle either. Everyone says like you're supposed to spray the peri bottle at the same time as you pee, so it kind of dilutes it so it doesn't sting. I didn't do that. I just used it afterwards, and I was fine. But when I would pee, it didn't sting, it didn't hurt or anything. And I did tear. I had a 2nd-degree tear, and it didn't hurt at all. Going number 2, I was again terrified to go because people had said it hurt. I don't know if it was me because I was terrified, but I didn't go for like 3 days after having him. I like hadn't gone yet, and my mom was like, you need to go. And so like I said, I was doing all this stuff to make myself go to the bathroom, and because I was like, I don't feel like I have to go, I can't go. And I don't know if it was just me self-consciously like being like, don't go to the bathroom because it's gonna hurt, or if I really just truly didn't have to go. And I was taking stool softener, and yeah, but I ended up going, obviously, and it didn't hurt whatsoever. It was actually really easy, and they say not to push or anything, just let it do its thing, and I was completely fine. Someone asked if I got any stretch marks during my pregnancy. So I did not get stretch marks. Actually, that's a lie. I did get stretch marks during my pregnancy. I got them like underneath my breast hair. But that was it. And then I noticed a couple weeks ago that I actually got stretch marks on my stomach, which I'll show you guys. And then I also have some on the top right here. But that's pretty much it for stretch marks. So I'm not sure if you guys can see them. I can't really tell in the viewfinder, but there's my stretch marks. There are like some pant lines from my jeans, but that's it. Also, I do still have the linea nigra, I think it's called. And while I'm here, I might as well just show you guys my postpartum body. So here it is. It's basically what it was before with a little bit more, lighting's going in and out, with a little bit more like loose skin. I did not have a flat stomach before pregnancy, but yeah, I've just got a little more loose skin there. And I've actually gotten back down to my pre-pregnancy weight, but like I said, I still have that like extra loose skin or whatever there. So I am back down to my previous weight, but I don't look it, you know? Someone asked if I am exclusively breastfeeding. Yes, yes and no. So, like I said about the whole laxative thing, making him get diarrhea. So my breast milk was basically like laxative. So my mom was like, don't give him any more of your breast milk. We're gonna give him the breast milk that you have pumped, and it's in the freezer, and we'll just give him that. And because it needs to clear out of your system because you're giving him diarrhea. So that day we ended up giving him a bottle, but it was still my breast milk. So I like to say that I'm exclusively breastfeeding because it is still my breast milk, but at the same time it's not the same because it's a bottle. It's not my breast, like breastfeeding rather than, I don't know, it's just whatever. I am exclusively giving him breast milk, I guess is what I should say. And this was like a day or two from coming home from the hospital, and so I didn't have that much pumped in the fridge, and he was eating very often because he was smaller and his stomach was smaller and whatever. He couldn't stay full for as long as he can now. So I didn't have enough milk pumped and stored, so I had to give him formula. We had a can of formula. We actually have a couple cans of formula on hand just in case, and so I'm kind of glad that we had that because if not, we would have had to go out and get some, or I would have just had to like breastfeed him and he would have to have diarrhea until it cleared out of my system, which I would have felt so bad. So he did have a couple bottles of formula, but that was it. We haven't given him formula since then, and now he does exclusively breastfeed, I guess. Someone asked, how is breastfeeding going so far? It is going great. Like I said, in the beginning it was a little bit rough. I did want to give up, to be honest. I was like, I wanted to still give him breast milk. Like, pumping wasn't an issue, but breastfeeding was, because it just hurt so bad and his latch was not good, and I would have to use the nipple shield here and there. And then after like a while of using the nipple shield and thinking that we were like good to go, I would take it off and we'd be good for like a couple of feedings, and then after that it would start to hurt again and his latch wasn't good. And yeah, but we fixed that, like I said. So in the beginning I did want to give up. I was like, can I just pump it and give it to him a bottle, because like him actually on my breast hurts so bad. But we're good, we're all good. We worked through it, and now he breastfeeds like a champ. Someone asked, how do you feel now? Do you feel recovered? I do feel recovered, pretty much completely. The only thing is I have this feeling, and I'm pretty sure Brittany Krebs mentioned this too. She had the same feeling, and that's how I know what it is, or like what I'm feeling, because I am feeling the same thing. Everything feels great other than when I stand for a little bit too long, or just sometimes not even when I'm standing, but I have this like bruised feeling down there, and it feels like I'm not completely healed. But basically what it is, it's just my pelvic floor. I just have a weak pelvic floor right now, so I have to do like Kegel exercises to help with that. Other than that, I feel completely healed, completely fine. There's just that one thing, and I talked to my doctor about it, and they were like, if it doesn't get better with you doing your Kegels on your own, you can go to pelvic floor therapy. Basically they just hook you up to a monitor and make sure that you're doing your Kegels right, which sounds like a really weird thing to do, like pelvic floor therapy. I don't know, but you know, if I gotta do it, I'm gonna do it. Anyways, that is all the questions you guys asked me. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful if you're kind of wondering what postpartum and breastfeeding is like. That's just what it was like for me. Everyone's journey is different, so don't compare it to mine or anyone else's. You do you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's vlog for Vlogmas Day 3. Bye guys.
Making our Christmas memories.